Welcome to DRD Technology. As a certified elite channel partner, DRD sells and supports the ANSYS software in the central United States. For 40 years, our corporate mission has been to serve our customers and maximize their return on investment with the ANSYS simulation tools.
Welcome to the DRD presentation. My name is Ban Banerjee, and today I will be showing you how to download ANSYS. You need to log in to the ANSYS customer portal. Once you're logged in within the ANSYS customer portal, you would need to go under Downloads and then Current Release. Once you choose the option, then you can actually see the appropriate download for the various versions that you can see. So the most current release as of today is 2019 R2, but then you can see the previous ANSYS versions listed here as well. I'm going to proceed in this presentation with the 2019 R2. When you select the download type, there are two options. One that says primary packages, which will usually list the different products that you'd like to install, whether it's structures, fluids, electronics, prep, post, or discovery. The second option to download would be to do the ISO images. And once I choose the ISO images option, then you only get two files that you can download. Those are the two DVD format images that you can download and install. Today I will be showing you how to do the ISO image install using one of the three options that I'll list here later in my presentation. So let's talk about the two options real quick. So the primary package is, let's say if you were to just download the structures only, then you would do the structures package. Likewise, if you were mainly interested in doing a CFD and ANSYS, then you would be doing a fluids download and install. If you were primarily interested in electronics, you would do the electronics download and install. For prep post, such as SpaceClim for editing geometries, you would be using prep post, and for any simulations using the Discovery suite, such as Discovery SpaceClim, Live, or AIM, you would be using the Discovery install. And you can also hit the question mark on each of these options, and that will list further what products are installed with this particular package that you've chosen. Proceeding forward with the option that I'm going to show you, which is the ISO image. With the ISO image, it's only two files that you download, so you can hit on these download buttons and it'll have you download the two ISO images. I've already gone in and actually downloaded this here on my computer, so I can kind of point to those two ISO files. These are pretty large files, as you can see, about 5.91 gigabyte on the ISO for the disk 1, and about close to 6.31 gigabyte for the ISO image for the disk 2. I would recommend there's different options for downloading. One of the options is to use a DVD, so you can actually burn the two ISO images into separate DVD disks, which is option one, preferably dual-layered disks because they have a large capacity to accommodate this very large size ISO images. The advantage with the dual-layered disks is you would probably get about 8.5 gigabyte, and you're not restricted to this 4.7 gigabyte size. So burn the two ISO images into two separate disks, and then you can simply pop the disks one by one and then get it installed. A second option is to use some kind of a reliable DVD emulator drive, such as a clone drive, to mount the ISO images in order to install. And there's a third option where you can extract the two ISO files into a single directory, which is the demonstration that I'm going to show you here using an utility called WinRAR. And then you can simply run the setup.exe from the folder to which you extracted, and then you choose to run as an admin. So since I've already got the ISO files here downloaded, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on those, and I've got WinRAR. This is the utility I'm going to use to extract. And make sure you download WinRAR, and then you choose, at the time of installation, it'll ask you to choose the format type for the files. Make sure you check ISO as an option. I think the default doesn't have it checked. Make sure you have that checked. That way you can use WinRAR to extract ISO files as I'll do here in the install. So then I'll choose to extract the files over to this folder. So I've already got a folder created here on my laptop, and I'll choose the 2019 R2 for my folder. And this install will actually have both the ISO files extracted here. So I'll just hit OK. And it's going to go through the process. So once the disk1 ISO is completely extracted, everything is in the install folder, and you can take a look. Now I'll kind of repeat the same thing for the disk2, because remember, these are kind of partitioned into the two disks. We need both the disks, both the ISO files to be extracted in order to get the full set of files for the install. So I'll right-click again and extract files, and I'll point to that same folder, which is the 2019 R2 on my install folder. And there will be some common files, so just be sure to hit yes to all, just to override some of the common files that are there during the installation. I will let this fully extract, and then we'll proceed with the installation for ANSYS training. Once it's fully extracted, then you go inside the install folder, and then here I can actually choose my option to install, which is a setup.exe. So I select it, I right-click, and I run as administrator. It's very important that you're an administrator on the computer with full admin rights and privileges. And you have, shortly I'll show you in my presentation, I'll take all the defaults during the install, but you should make sure you have full read-write access to the folder to which ANSYS is trying to write files during the installation. So once you hit the run as admin on that setup.exe, you will get this little launcher window to pop up. It has three options. You have install ANSYS products. A second option is install MPI, which is used for parallel processing. And then you have the license manager. I'm going to show you in this presentation how to install ANSYS. So we'll just choose the install ANSYS products option from the top. So we go to this next step. So this takes us to the next step. In this step, we'll just hit I agree on the license agreement, and then go to the next step. I'm taking all the defaults during the installation, so it's going under C, Program Files, ANSYS Inc. And in this section, you can actually choose all the different products you'd like to install. So here we have everything checked, and I'll take all the defaults, which gives me structures, fluids, explicit dynamics, discovery, pretty much everything except for electronics, which if you really need electronics, I would say go under the primary package, not the ISO image, and then try getting it from there. Under the additional tools, we have ISPAC if you wanted to include some other options like the distributed compute services, a better feature. The RSM standalone, you can check those. But as a default, you can see ISPAC and ANSYS Viewer are checked, which we'll take. And all the different geometry interfaces are checked as well. So we'll hit next. And in this page, they'll ask you to choose the different options for the various CAD platforms. And so whether you're using Solid Edge or Creo, SolidWorks, Unigraphics, Inventor, feel free to check the appropriate option and then proceed. Or you can actually skip all for now and configure later using the CAD Configuration Manager, which is something that can be handled after the installation is done. At this point, I'll take all the defaults, which points to the reader interface, but we can always turn on the workbench associative interface post-install. So hit next, and notice that everything is selected. All the products are getting installed, including all of the ANSYS geometry interfaces. So if you're using SolidWorks or Creo or Inventor, all those geometry interfaces are already getting installed here. To get the plugin installed, you have to run the CAD Configuration Manager kind of post-install. So I hit next, and it's going to go through the installation here. It will take some time, so I would say keep an eye out as it kind of goes through the installation process. And you can also view the detailed progress log to see how it's progressing here. It'll kind of give you a little more information on what's going. I'm going to pause the presentation here, let it proceed a little bit farther, and I'll come back. So the installation is now almost complete. It took around 20 minutes, I think, for the entire install to go through. And I'm getting a message that says software prerequisites have been installed. A system restart is required after exiting the installation and before using ANSYS products, so you hit OK. So at this point, I'll hit the next to continue on to the next step. And just be sure to restart your computer to make sure the installation went successfully. I'm going to hit next. And I'm just going to hit exit at this point. Let's make sure ANSYS got installed properly. So we go to C, Program Files, ANSYS Inc. For 2019 R2, we see a new folder that says V194. That's a confirmation we have our 2019 R2 installed properly within that folder. A second way, you would go into your Start, your All Programs, and then from there, you can go on to ANSYS 2019 R2. It says New. It just got installed. And then from the pull down, you can just go and fire up Workbench. So once Workbench comes up, this will be the project window. Everything looks good. All the products are listed under my analysis systems, and I'm good to go. Just as a final check, I'd like to verify under Help, and it shows I've got 2019 R2 installed. This completes the presentation on how to install ANSYS. Thank you for watching.